All right. Manuel, correct?
Yes, but you can call me Manny.
All right. Well, thank you for that. My name is Ashley Goodwin, and I'm the social worker that's been assigned to your case. Before we get started today, there's a few things that I'd like to talk to you about that pertain to your rights as my client. The first is to fully understand that I will be taking notes throughout our time together, and basically they're just used as a referral for us to look back at and see, everything that we've discussed, plans that we've formed together, and decisions that you've decided to take. So, the point I'd like to stress here is that as a client, you have access to these notes at any time. And that kind of leads into the second point of confidentiality. Anything that is spoken, anything that is written, is intended to stay between you and I. However, as a social worker, I am mandated to release information that goes against law, such as suspected potential harm to yourself or somebody else. So, do you understand that?
I do.
Okay. Do you have any questions or concerns before we get started?
Not at this point.
Okay. Manny, would you please, in your own words, tell me why you're here today?
I'm here, first of all, not by choice. Unfortunately, I've been through all these, unfortunate events. My mother has guided me to this place today. I've been unemployed for the past 4 months due to losing my job that I had for, over 2.5 years. And through these 4 months, my mother has been, keeping my family together. She's been the rock. She's been helping me pay. But at this point in time, she can no longer support me and help me, anymore. I have a wife. I've been married with her happily for, 6 years, and I now have my first child on its way. She's pregnant.
Okay.
I've tried everything. I've been searching for jobs for the past 4 months, but I've been unsuccessful at finding a job. I've been going through interviews, tons of interviews, but I've just been having no luck. And at this point, I feel like everything is just getting worse.
Okay.
My relationship with my wife has been getting worse. All hope is getting lost, and I need help.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing that with me. I know it can be hard to admit when things are hard and admit, that sometimes you need help. So that's totally okay and it's understandable. And I thank you for coming here today. Um, it sounds to me like you're going through a really hard time. Financial struggles and burdens were placed on you in a very short amount of time. You had your job for 2.5 years, you were financially stable, and then you were laid off. You found out your wife was pregnant, and ever since then, it's just kind of been a struggle to pay bills and catch up with rent and everything. Does that sound about right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the good news is that you're here, and that my agency and I are here to help you and to gather all the information that we can to help you find all the right resources that could help you in you finding your way back on the right track. Um, some first things that come to mind are agencies such as WIC, which are Women and Infants and Children. And basically, what you can get out of that agency is medical referrals and food packages. They cover groceries, diapers, infant formula, things such as that. And I don't believe that the application process is too difficult, just proof of, income, proof of identification for you and your wife. Um, Another thing, a possibility could be applying for unemployment. You were with your job for 2.5 years, so I believe that that does qualify you to apply for that, and that can help you pay rent and pay bills in the meantime as you search for a new job. And that kind of brings me to the third thing that I like to talk to you about is just connecting you with community resources such as a family resource center. And there they offer support systems such as internet use, computer use, and they also have trained staff that can help you rebuild your resume. And that way you can pass out, your renewed resume to new employers and hopefully find something more stable. If you do decide to, go with agencies such as WIC or unemployment, those would just be temporary options as you find, your way back to stability on your own. Does that sound like something you would be interested in?
That sounds. Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Another point I'd like to touch on really quick today is just I'm wondering about the support system that you have. It sounds like you're carrying a lot of stress and a lot of this burden on your own shoulders, and I'm just wondering how this whole situation has affected the relationship with your wife, and if you're able to talk to anybody about what you've been going through.
I feel like a lot of this struggles. I've been going through it on my own. I don't like to get my wife involved because again, she already going through her own struggle, with the pregnancy and all, and I don't want to put any more burden on her.
Okay.
Lack of communication has developed through this struggle. I'm not, every little thing that happens now turns into a big argument. Um, I had her support in the beginning, and now I feel like it's dwindling. She's been, it's been more of attack towards me. She makes me feel like a failure. But at the same time, my biggest fear, the reason why I'm not 100% communicating with her is because I don't want to lose her, and I don't want her to stress any more than she already has been. So I'm just afraid, and I want to be a part of their life, and going through the struggle, I fear the worst.
Okay. So it sounds like you feel stressed because you're going through this difficult situation and you don't want to place any more stress on your wife. So you kind of take all the stress and just place it on yourself. Does that sound a little bit correct? Yeah. Okay. What I do know is that, having a support system in time of need is really, something great and something to reach out for, even though I know how hard it can be to reach out when you need help. So do you think maybe you could just work on thinking about the idea of opening up to your wife and opening up to your mother? You are a family, they obviously love you, and they want to be there for you. And I think that overall it would just help the situation, because you are the one making the decisions, you are the one trying to find all the options. Like I said, you're here today working on it. So, I think it would be really healthy if you look into what support system you have and really trying to connect with them. And that way, you won't feel so stressed, and this can be an easier process as it should be. Does that sound okay for you?
Definitely.
Okay. So, what we've talked about today is just everything that you're going through, the financial struggles, the stress you feel from it, your fears of losing your family, the fears of losing your house. But what we've done today is discuss options such as connecting you with community resources and social service agencies that are close and easily accessible. What I'm going to do is continue gathering this information, and so hopefully in our next session I will come ready-handed with lots of knowledge, lots of information, and hopefully more resources that we can utilize to help get you back on track. And what I'd like you to work on is just trying to figure out, what your support system is and how you can reach out to them, and if you even want to. And just seeing, maybe if that could lighten the load and lighten the stress, and like I said, make this the easy process that it should be. Does that sound okay for you?
Definitely.
Okay. So far we've started to develop a plan, and I hope to continue to do so. So I'd really love to see you again, hopefully the same time next week, and we can come prepared with everything that we've thought about and everything that we've worked on, and we'll continue from there. Okay?
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Manny, and I hope to see you next week.
You will. Thank you.